Hello everybody. In this video we are going to add some movement to our player, which is capsule in our case, and I have created one script, player movement script, and I have added that script on the capsule game object. So we want to move this game object. So for movement we will manipulate this transform component, and then for position we will transform the position. So for transforming the position of any component we have a method called translate. So if for example you want to know more about transform component, you can click on this help icon and you will be directed to Unity docs, and you will find everything related to a transform component. So now actually the internet is I think, just wait for a minute, and you will find documentation related to transforms, and you will find everything related to transform component. Okay, so now there is a method of which called translate. So we can translate our game object towards any direction by manipulating these positions. So let's move to our script, and here we will write transform dot translate because we want to move our object. Then we will assign the direction. So we will say vector3 dot, and we have some direct methods as well, right. Okay, and this right is actually the positive horizontal axis. So if we save this line, and if we test this in our editor, let's see what will happen. So the object will move towards right side. So let's play the game, and you will see that object will move towards right side, but it's bit too fast. So we want to control the speed of this object, because now it's moving around 60 frames per second, and now we want to control this speed. So for that purpose we can write here multiply by time dot delta time. So it will smooth the speed of our game object. So let's play again. Sorry. Okay, now you can see it's moving each frame per second. So now that's great. Now we will add some more thing. We can control the speed of this object dynamically. So for that purpose we can assign some variable, and we will learn about variables in next section. So here we can add private or public variable. So we will add private float and float and we will say it speed. So now we have assigned this speed variable. So if we want to see this variable in inspector, we can just add serialize field here. Okay, so now it will be visible in inspector. So here for implementing the speed we can add here star speed. Okay, multiply by time dot delta time, because it's a standard style, so we have added speed first and then time dot delta time in the last, although you can add speed in the end as well. Okay, so let's save this thing, and now if we test our speed it will be 5. Sorry, not 5, because we have not assigned anything to speed. So we will select capsule, and here you can see the speed section now, and we will add 4 or anything you want. So now if we play the game, it will be moved with the speed of 4. Okay, So that's nice. Now we want to map our keys with this function. So we want to control this game object with the horizontal axis with A and D keys and right and left arrows. So in Unity there are a input keys section. So we will go to edit, and then on project settings we have a input manager here. You can see input manager. So in input manager we have some keys here already added, and if we want to add some another keys, we will add here the number. Now there are 18 keys, we will add 19, and one more key will come, and then we can customize that key. So related to input manager, we will learn in some future video in details. So now we have one key here which is called horizontal. So if we extend this section, you will see that in horizontal section there is keys left and right, and A and D are already mapped with this horizontal axis. So we can use these keys inside our script. Okay, so for using this script, first we will understand that what's happening here when we write here at the right. Okay, so actually here what is happening is new vector 3, and then we are assigning here 0, 0, 0 in a standard way. Okay, so what happens here, that when we add right instead of this new vector 3 0 0 0, its value is 1. Okay, so that's the main purpose of writing right. So if we want to move the object to left side, we can add -1. Okay, because we want to move on minus x axis. So similarly, if we want to move on y axis, we can add y axis here, for example 1, so it will be moved upward. Okay, and if you write -1, it will be moved downward. So here in the Z section, if we write 1, the object will be moved forward, and -1 will be backward. Okay, so this is a simple logic. So here in the X axis section, here we will map our horizontal axis. So for mapping the horizontal axis, first we will initiate the axis. So we will say float, and then we will name it horizontal axis, or anything you can name it, and then we will assign input, because we want to get input component, and then input dot get axis, and then we in brackets we will name that axis. So inside input we have horizontal axis. Okay, so the spelling of these horizontal should be the similar and matching name with the name inside input keys section, input manager section. Okay, so now we have assigned this variable to this function. So now in x-axis we can add horizontal axis. Okay, so now we can save it, and now we can control our object with our keys. So let's move to our Unity, and Unity is compiling. Now if we play the game, then we can control our game object with our arrow keys. R, A and T keys, hopefully. Let's see. So in this way we can add the controls like WASD and arrow keys controls to our game. So now you can see with arrow key we can move it right and we can move it left. Okay, so that's it for this video, and in next video we will move further. Goodbye.